I told you guys to write one career, one business, one life is because for me, this is a career, speaking. I left the Army to speak for the rest of my life. That's a career. I love doing what I do. My business, I don't look at it as a career because I make money on automation. I have one system that makes me money. It's fun. Business to me is not it's not hard. It's fun, right? But my online business is something that I love to do. I'm very passionate about. And then I'm also passionate about life. Recently, I just came from Mombasa. I had a great time. I'm going to Egypt next week. I'm just traveling around the world, man. I'm enjoying my life. When you talk about success, when you talk about business, when you talk about career, those things have to be included. You can't balance all of them at the same time. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you have to, like, sometimes you got to focus more on your career than probably your personal life. And that's okay. If it's going to help you to accomplish your dream life. I'm living my dream life. I get to travel any time I want. Live in any country I want. I'm blessed. So that's why I want you guys to include all those things. And I want you to track it. Are you, when I have certain gigs or when I have certain things in my life, I ask myself, Lucini, is this serving our purpose? Recently, somebody offered me an opportunity. They was going to pay me, and it was in the U.S., and they tried to lowball me. I declined. Lowball as in they wanted to pay me less than the amount that we agreed on. I declined. And guess what I said? You know what? I'm going to go to Egypt. I told my girlfriend, babe, I'm just going to fly to Egypt. I've never visited Egypt. She's like, what? Yeah, I can. I work too hard in my life. I can travel whenever I want, right? So I'm saying that is because I tracked my life at the age of 21, 22, 23 up until now to I can make those choices. And I want the same for each and every one of you in here. Right? Then I have an accountability partner. My best friend, Sam, my boy, Nick. When I fall off and I'm not doing the right thing, they say, hey, man, come on, soldier. They call me soldier because I met them in the military. They're like, come on, soldier, get back on it. Who's your accountability? Raise your hand. How many of you have an accountability partner in here? Raise your hand. Be honest with yourself. This is an honest free. I love it. You have an accountability partner. Who's your accountability partner? Who's your accountability partner? You raise your hand. She's not here. He or she's not here? Okay, all right, cool. Everyone needs to have an accountability partner. This is not stuff you're just going to get in school. I'm teaching you guys real life. If I fall off, my friends check me. Hey, Lucini, come on. Right before I came here, my friend told me, hey, have a great speech, man. I know you got it. Motivated me. Say, right? Who's your accountability partner? By the time you leave here, I need you all to have an accountability partner. Does that make sense? You need to have one because they're going to check you. Maybe you fall in line, you're doing some shady business. Hey, man, we don't do that. Or maybe somebody's trying to hurt you. Hey, no, don't go pursue that girl guy. Or maybe this career is good for you. Hey, do that. You need an accountability partner in life. And let me tell you guys something. It doesn't always have to be your friend. It can be your mom too. It can be your dad. My mom checked me on a lot of stuff. Like earlier this week, she said, you're traveling too much. I said, damn, Mom, I just went for a weekend. It's like, you work too hard to just be spending your money. So it's okay. Your parents can be your accountability partner. I'm not trying to say they can't. But the only difference is they're going to check you. Right? They're going to be like, hey, you're doing this too much. Right? But that's what you have parents for, guys. Okay? That's what you have them for. So, I believe I'm going to close it with this. Structure, create freedoms. I learned structures in the military. I am here because I had a structure. I had a routine. When I messed up my wrist and I wasn't going to the gym, my girlfriend seen how depressed I was. Yes, I was depressed not going to the gym. because the doctor was like, you can't work out. Because I have a structure, I have a routine. When I'm not working on my business or watching certain videos, my girlfriend like, man, you need to go watch video, because she knows that's part of my routine, my structures. So I ask you a question. If you want to be free in life, you have to have a structure, because structure is what is going to get you to that freedom of life that you want. Discipline builds empires. I tell you guys, I wake up 6 in the morning every day. It don't matter if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The military put that in my head for the rest of my life. I feel sorry for my future kids. Daddy's going to be up. You know what I'm saying? So, but regardless of your discipline, have some discipline. Hey, I don't do this. Hey, that's not my thing. What is your discipline? What do you restrict yourself from? Because a lot of times we think, oh man, if I can get everything. No, sometimes it's what are you restricting? What are you not doing that's helping you in life? Sanil, I'm learning Swahili. Right. So what are you not doing? Appreciate it. What are you not doing that's helping you? We always think is what we are doing. We need to do more of this. No. Sometimes you need to switch that. What am I not doing that's helping me? Maybe I'm not staying past a certain time. That's helping me be more refreshed for Susan class. Right? What are you doing? What are you not doing? Right? So flip that. Make sure you include discipline, because discipline will help you create the empire that you want. And then I'll say this, man. Everywhere I go, I tell people I will be the #1 speaker on the planet Earth. And the reason why I say this is because I believe in myself, and everything I ever told God I wanted to do, it have happened. And I will never stop believing in myself. One of my mentors, Eric Thomas and Tony Robbins, two of my greatest mentors. I look up to them in the public speaking. But I have to say, your legacy starts with the daily things that you're doing. So ask yourself, who do you look up to? One of my favorite humans on the planet Earth, Muhammad Ali. Your service to others is the rent that you pay while you're living on earth. That's one of my favorite quotes in my life from Muhammad Ali. He's one of my favorite humans on planet Earth. Wish I would have met him. I look up to him. I respect him, and I respect what he stood for. He put in work in boxing, in his craft. He did it every day diligently. Your legacy start with your daily actions. It compounds. Your disciplines. Those things are important. Those things help shape 31-year-old you, 40-year-old you, 50-year-old you. There are some things, like I don't go out like that. People like, man, I've done that in my 20s, bro. You're not catching me in the club like that. I'm good. It's out of my system. But you're going to catch me on a flight to a different country. So I've done things that I realize, I'm not doing this at 33. I'm okay. Live life. Not saying don't take risks. Not saying don't make mistakes. Not saying don't fail. But I'm saying have some restrictions. Restrictions got me here. I could have been locked up when I was in the U.S. I had bad friends. I grew up in Philly. I grew up in West Philly, where Meek Mill lived. He was in North. I was in West. I had friends doing drugs. I had friends smoking weed. I know how to speak the slang. But I realized education was going to be my way out. Soccer was going to be my way out. I played at Lock Haven University in Pennsylvania. I took sports and education serious, and then I joined the military. So my daily actions and the things that I was doing got me here. But my life could have been altered if I would have listened to friends, been on the street, try to shank people. All these things still speak, not polish. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. You wouldn't be able to look me up. Yeah, I keep that flex. But you wouldn't be able to do that. But I did the right things. And I expect every single one of you to do the right things after meeting me. Every single one of you, after meeting me, you should be financially free. If you take the message that I say, if you use social media, don't be afraid. I was scared of speaking. There was a time I used to, yeah, my name is Lucinda Donzo. Start scared. When I was in the Army and I wrote my first book, my major, my boss, nobody's going to read your book. I work for myself. Serve you, still serving. Go figure. Right? Everyone that ever told me anything about myself, they're eating their last words. Why? Because my daily action. So I say this to tell you, I left the Army to build not just business, but leaders. I left the Army to build people that can be able to help Kenya become better, help Africa become better, help the world become better. Not just followers, leaders. And that's very important to me. So thank you guys so much for everything, for listening. And I hope you take the lesson. A lot of you guys don't know I grew up in the village. You don't know there was a time in my life I had no shoes. But this is success. You don't have to look like who you are or what you've been through. I don't look like I didn't have my mom and my dad. But that's because the world would never know until I tell my story who I am. Because you're not going to look at Lucinda Donzo and just think. You're going to think he's polished, he had his parents and everything. And that's okay. But when I share my story to the kids that didn't have or came in the same circumstances, they fully understand. Right? So thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Susan for allowing me to come here and speak. I know I talk a lot, but I just want to make sure you guys resonate with the message and you guys take those of you who didn't get it, she will share with you. Really dive in depth into it and answer those questions. Because when you understand yourself better, you understand where you want your life to go. Okay? Thank you guys so much.
Anything he said or something that's been on your mind as you've listened to him talk about how to build that career that you want? Anyone curious how he made $1 million and he can now never work again? Yes.
Maybe it's a different question. You talked about mentors. How do you identify the best mentor for you?
How do I identify the best mentor for me? I think how I identify is in what have they accomplished in their particular field, and the life that they're living. Is it something that I want to mimic? Right? So that's how I identify. So with Neo, my mentor, he's a family man, which I plan on being one. He gives back to the community, which I'm already doing. And he is one of the biggest digital entrepreneur in America. And I plan on being one. So I was like, it was a given, right? So I see them living the life that I want. And they have qualities, right? It can be family, it can be values, those things. And I said, okay, cool. I like that. So that's how I identify my mentors. Mm-hmm. Who else? Yes.
You talked about suicide.
Mm-hmm.
How you had it plans. How are you able to beat it and not to step the same method? Maybe you know how to beat an addiction the first time and then it occurs again the second time. Like how are you able to beat them finally?
So how I was able to beat my suicide was I realized I had a purpose in life. I realized my life was, at the time when I was young, when I was 26, I'll say at 26, 27, I was making $30,000 a month. And I was like, it was all about the money. It was all about the money, man. And when I realized that life is more than just money, remember, money is good. Having money gives you choices. But I realized life is doing is what I'm doing now, helping people, building my mentees, the people that join my mentorship, traveling around the world, learning Swahili. Yo hablo español too. I speak French. Je parle français. You know, all these things, right? When I realized life is about knowing different cultures, knowing different people, it wasn't just about money. It got me to a place where I felt fulfilled. And now that I'm making money, it's not, oh, how much money I'm making. It's how much can I do, right? That's how I overcame it. And I can never even think about taking my life away because I love it so much. I'm living my dream, man. Seriously. Like, so that's how I overcame that. Yeah. Okay, so how you build consistency on what it is that you want? Something similar to that? Okay, in terms of the 90-day plan, right? Okay, so let me tell you guys something. How I build consistency in my life is I always have a goal, right? So my goal in life is to be the #1 speaker on planet Earth. That's my goal. Some people would say that's too big. It's not too big for me because I'm willing. So how you build consistency is you have a goal, then you have ways to get there. There are multiple ways. How many of you guys have heard there's multiple ways to skin a cat? Damn, only one person? What world are you living in? You haven't heard there's multiple ways to skin a cat? Yeah. Okay, well, there's multiple ways to accomplish your goal. So I outline what are the ways for me to become the #1 speaker on the planet. That's speaking in the US, and that's speaking in the continent of Africa, and now we're looking to get gigs in Europe. So after I say, okay, these are the ways that I need to get to, now what are the books I need to read? What are the education level I need to accomplish? Those are the steps. I'm in school for my second master's. People ask me, why are you going back to school? Because I want to look so polished that if I give anybody my resume, they would not decline me. You would not decline me. Because after my master's, I'll go get my PhD and I'll be Dr. Donzo. You're not going to refuse Dr. Donzo. No, you're not. Right? So now, because I know the steps, now what are the daily actions? Wake up in the morning, eat the right food, work out, go to events, coach my mentees, make more money, because money definitely helps you, right? Travel around the world, get more exposure. Maybe I have a scholarship, give out scholarship, do all these things so people can look at you as a brand. So that's how you be consistency with the daily actions, but you will have to know what's your goal. You start with the goal, you start with the ways to get there. There's multiple ways. Then you start with what do you need to be doing today? In the military, we call this the backwards, we call it MDMP, is mission decision making process. So how do you accomplish your mission? So you just do it backwards. So you want to be the #1 speaker? This is the goal. Okay, what do you need to be doing today to be the #1 speaker? That's how I accomplish every single one of my goals. By next year in Kenya, you guys will hear me on the billboard. I guarantee you that. Because I already have a goal how I'm going to. I'm speaking on Citizen in about a few months when I come back. When I came to Kenya with a goal and a plan, right? So be very deliberate about your goals. Don't just live life just to live. Don't wake up. Life go by so fast. Before you know it, you're 33 and you're like, damn, what have I done? All right.
You don't do it back where you are. So how do you combat it?
I travel. I go eat at nice restaurants. And I think those are I'm a very boring guy, to be honest. I travel and eat at nice restaurants. Those are the things that are fulfilling for me. Outside of reading books, and working out, those are things that are redundant in my life, but I do things that bring life back into me. So you need to find what brings life back into you. I love traveling, right? So I think in your daily actions, as you continue to do it, you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do that's going to reward me? What is my reward for doing all of this? So have a reward or for the milestone that you accomplish. So maybe go out to eat at a nice place. Maybe go watch the movie. Recently, I'm a huge anime fan. I went to watch Demon Slayer. I felt like a kid, right? I was in there like a kid screaming. And my girlfriend was like, oh my God, I was a kid, right? Those things, do things that make you feel childlike. We all have an inner child, okay? So I know life is hard and you have goals and you have all these things, but what makes you feel like a kid? For me, watching anime, go and watch Demon Slayer. I loved it. So as you are combating in life and trying to figure out what job I want to get, what things I want to do, guess what? If you're an anime fan like me, put on some Naruto, right? Put on some, Demon Slayer or whatever. Those are my things that bring life into me when I sit and I'm like, oh, I'm a little kid. And then obviously that kid-like, and it's okay. I want to tell every single one of you, a lot of people don't talk about this. It's okay to have childlike feelings. It's okay. I'm giving you permission to have childlike feelings. It's part of life. We all have an inner child, inner kid. Unlock that sometimes. That's how I come back. Because my life is very stressful. Because I meet very important people. But when I finish watching Demon Slayer, the day after, I'm like, all right, back to business. What project? What this? What we need to be doing? So that's why I'll tell every single one of you to do childlike things. It might not be traveling like me. It might not be watching anime like me. It might not be going to eating at a nice restaurant with good ambiance. It can be whatever you want. But make sure you reward yourself as you're doing those things. That was actually a good question. Because I don't want any of you guys to have a burnout on your journey in life. But you will have burnouts. But if you do childlike things, it don't matter how old you are, man. We all have our inner child in us. Always remember that. And I'm not afraid of telling people I love anime. Next question.